It's Levantine Leviathan, and I'm back with some more CK3 content. And so, this is the third episode on the Almohad Caliphate. And as you can see here, I'm playing with my second character in this playthrough. The first one died of smallpox at the age of 57. That was Al-Athir ibn Batin, and now I am Al-Athir the second. So you can see here I have a bunch of sons who are in jail and they're imprisoned, all of them in Tegant in the Ghanan kingdom, or the kingdom of Ghana. And so obviously I do want them to get released, but we're a little bit low on money and I'm kind of a little bit frugal, you can say. And so I'm worried about wasting too much money, but maybe if we go on raids we can perhaps make enough money later on to release them. But right now I'm my focus is on getting the necessary amount of prestige to wage duchy wars. So now the wife is pregnant, so we have a bunch of kids. Let's see, she's focusing on what would be the equivalent of what is it? The equivalent of intrigue. Okay, so let's get her married and then get ourselves an additional alliance here. And so our allies are in Hawara, all the way here in modern day Libya. And so, we're allying with local kind of dynasties and dynasts here. And the objective is obviously to control North Africa, perhaps create the empire of the Maghreb, which would be an awesome empire, and then to later invade Andalusia as the Almohads did during their time. So we're how much? 45 ducats here. Praise Allah. Okay, so the wife gave birth to a perfect little son. I mean, how can you call him perfect when there's really nothing to say about him just yet? Marshall. May you grow strong and be wise, my son. That's another son. Let's give him a good Almohadi name. Mahmoud. Who will you become, my child? And what shall I call you? So we have a lot of sons. Definitely no succession crisis anymore as there was in the last episode. That was really scary. And so I think right now we're doing much better. But then again, too much sons means what? Of course, it means a problem perhaps of partition. But right now we got a kingdom anyway, so we got a whole kingdom, and we don't have beyond the Dajuri kingdom realms, I don't think. So it's not like it's going to break apart. The sword of Allah. While studying the tactics of historical generals, I became contemplative upon learning about Khalid ibn Walid's first battle after his conversion to Islam. Outnumbered more than 3-1 by Byzantines during the battle of Khalid rallied his wavering sword to hold the line. This defiant stand allowed him to organize a retreat to Medina, saving his men from certain death. Khalid and his army later went on to conquer all of Arabia in Allah's name. So, should I go for Holy Warrior? Yes. Yes. Let me see what the Faith Hostility Advantage. We're the only Almohads, so that's good. So we're not fighting against any core religionists. Unless if it's a civil war, obviously, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. So we captured her. And let's see if we can ransom for 10 ducats. It's nothing, but we might as well. We got a trained healer here. Let's recruit him to court. See what the... She's going to assist us with chivalry. Let's see what the court situation is like. We might want to start searching for a physician eventually. Okay. So this is a lot of money here that we're picking up. 115 ducats, not bad at all. That's another ransom. You captured Wali. Okay, so his nephew. I captured the nephew of this Wali here, so we're gonna let go of that nephew. And we're just gonna keep causing havoc here. I think eventually I'm gonna go back home. Yeah. Well, of course eventually you have to go back home, but I think soon, in fact. Because we got enough, we got enough prestige out of it and ducats. Now I want to become illustrious again, so for the reasons I mentioned, because when you become illustrious, you can go for entire, duchies. Wife, as you drew your last breath, washed over me as well as anger. Perhaps I should be ashamed, but in truth there was no love lost between us. However, the insult of having you perish in the dungeons of a vile cosmos such as... Okay, so that's the same guy that has our kids imprisoned. So she died in captivity at the age of 32. It is unforgivable what this guy has done. But clearly, my character doesn't really care. How's my son doing? Great. He's doing really well. Where is this emirate? All the way in the Umayyad realms in Andalusia. They grew up fast, so the son has grown. He's now 16. He's unmarried. We could marry him to... Let me see. We got some options, but I'm going to wait a little bit. Maybe check out some of all skills. He has a good congenital trait. This woman is robust. But I will marry him later on, eventually. And hopefully he can keep those congenital traits going forward. So we bring back 142 ducats, and my glory is widely known. Now we're, now we're at the illustrious fame, which is the 3rd level of fame. I think right now perhaps we should go for Canarias as a single duchy. So let me just increase the speed. My culture has discovered crop rotation. That's cool. And look at that ransom here, where I'm gonna release the son. So we got one more son in prison. We got enough money. I think also I'm gonna invest in some buildings here. I think let's do a palisades. Would be nice. Just kind of develop as much as possible. Sappers, alright. So how much would it be to invade Canarias? We need 375 prestige. We wasted that on the development, but we can get prestige quickly by holding a feast. Welcome, friends. So the feast begins. The feast is dwindling down, and I find myself deep in conversation with my loyal spy master, Sheikh Tiljiat. He inquires about my opinion on theological treatises, a subject that he's deeply interested in himself. It's a subject that fascinates me as well. Okay, so... The wine merchants should still be in town. My lord, the wine. We cracked open the next barrel. It has gone bad. It has all gone bad. Well, we have to purchase more wine. Now look what's going on here. These guys are raiding us. And that's how... Now look at that. My son Al-Athir and 3 others were captured by this raider. They constantly raid us. It's actually... becoming really, really dangerous for us here, because we keep losing. Rather, I should disband this. Hold on, they're kind of fleeing right now. But until next time. Now, we got the prestige. I want to actually, hopefully, catch him before he flees. But you can see, this is how I've been losing my sons. I've been, and family members, they've been captured by the same, now my vassals are injured, but they've been getting captured by these people here in Tagant, and they keep raiding our capital. Problem is that our capital is right on their frontier. So this is why they've been able to cause that much damage. So now my wife is also captured, and this is really terrible. Succession is safe. Now we're having a lot of kids. The thing is, my main heir, the awesome heir, is now imprisoned in Ghana. So because he was captured as a ransom. So they want me to release my son for 50 ducats. What I'm gonna do is I'm obviously gonna go and ransom. They're not gonna accept. They want 200 ducats for him. Wow. Well, I captured. Can we do a prisoner exchange too? So let's see. Maybe I can win this battle here. Wow. I think this is just horrible. Let me increase the amount of pikemen. What a devastating situation for my realm. So I'm gonna do what they do to me, and I'm gonna raid them back, right? So we captured the husband of Debegume Mbale. So who would that be? Okay, so she controls this region here, this county. So maybe we could start ransoming, but we need my son. We need my heir back. This is what a terrible situation. I'm considering even switching my capital. Look, they have my children and stuff. Wow. Let's go back and take that money here. We bring back 46 ducats. I'm gonna disband and I'm gonna come back. This is how my family keeps disappearing. They want to give me back my wife. It's really this son that I want back. I think he's worth it. The hale, the aggressive attacker, the tough soldier, the patient, the temperate, and he's fickle. But not even a favor, huh? Wow. This is him in Tagant here. He's been really causing me some problems. And that duchy itself, or that high chiefdom, they're because they're on our border. We're their only source of income, really. And so, wow. Let's go raid again one more time. I did say I wanted to focus on the north, but my God, these guys are relentless. So what's Ghana? Oh no, I can't mess with Ghana. I can't. Let's disband. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask them to give me my son back, and we're gonna have to pay that ransom, unfortunately. 200 ducats, but he has that congenital trait. And maybe one day, maybe we will change our capital. But you know what, though? I think at this point, I think I should give my son a county to rule over. So let's put him maybe here in Zamut. So that way, oh no, I can't give this to him because that's probably promised to another son. Should we... upon succession. So I could put him in the army. I just want to keep him away from I want to keep him away from these jerks here to the south, because in Tagant, because they've been really devastating my family. I haven't I lost a wife because of that, and there's still that problem. So anyways, let's go conquer duchy. I think we should conquer the duchy here. Go straight for it. We got some allies, which we might want to call. But wow. Raiders are... So we're already winning 25%. That's cool. We can call in an ally. Let's see. Who should I call? This Emir. What about this guy? Where is he? Absolutely not. I mean, we can basically move all the way to the Canaries too. Here are my allies. They're coming from Andalusia, and they're gonna help us with this siege here, I imagine. I'm gonna slow things down, of course, because I shouldn't be speeding in wars. Okay, so get 15 ducats from this occupation here. What if I went and tried to attack these guys? No, you guys should stay here. You guys should stick around here. Someone should siege. Actually, wait a second. Okay. Let's attack them here. These guys are to the north, so they're kind of spread out. It's the desert warfare can be very, very tedious here. But luckily we caught up to them. And of course, this is going to be a victory here. And so, Sheikh Nizar of Amatlus was slain during the Battle of Tigri. So great. And let's continue conquering that duchy now. Okay, I'm glad to see that these guys are also arriving here, so we can perhaps attack them. Now there's a dangerous faction that's forming, and that's a peasant rabble. So that's not really dangerous. We'll let them just revolt, have their way. Not revolt, sorry, but we'll just meet their demands, because right now, for the time being, we're in a bit of a difficult situation. So my daughter has come of age, and she's an amateur plotter. Oh, perfect. We caught him. I'm gonna ransom him. 100 ducats is very significant. Okay, so we still won, even upon his release. Let's enforce our demands, and there you go. Now we have, we've incorporated this, these guys here. Now, because that was it was not a holy war, so they get to keep their, holdings, but they're incorporated into my realm. And as you can see here, we're beginning to see, the kind of territory really shape up. So now, next thing I'm going to do is attack or go for this county here. The reason I want to go for this county is because there is a holy site in place here of Tin Malal. So I want to capture that, and I mean, look at that kind of military advantage it gives you just by holding it. And so we're going to do that very quickly. We're going to capture it. So we raise our army. Take advantage of the fact that the Idrisids are really weak, and they only have basically, I think, 2 counties. maybe go straight for their capital too while I'm at it. And then once I have that, then I'm gonna go for the rest of the territory that I need. It's another so see, one of my sons died of malnutrition or malnourishment in the prisons in Tagant. So as you can see here, I mean, Ghana is somewhat of a threat. They're very powerful, but I don't think that they will be bothering us anytime soon anyway. So as a whole, kind of, it's just the raiders that's the problem. So I do want to get Fez eventually to be able to declare a caliphate, because I need 2 holy sites. As you already know, you always need 2 holy sites to become a head of faith, right? So there we go. We captured this county here that we need. Okay, so it's also protected here by another castle, and so let's also take the capital here. Till death do us apart. He's not one day too soon. I mean, he hated her. She died in captivity as well. So here you go. My family members are essentially rotting in the dungeons. Look at this son. I mean, I feel bad, but what can you do, right? So let's increase our piety here by having more marriages or betrothals. So this is a betrothal. It's only for the purpose of its alliance. He probably won't live long enough to marry her anyways. We'll see. Maybe he will. So my son is without marriage. My son and heir. Let's find him somebody with good congenital traits, so inheritable. Look at that. Hale would be nice. Let's get them married. Khalid comes of age. They grow up so fast. Too bad he's in prison, but to the charming Amir al-Amara al-Athir of Anbiya, I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. So anyways, let's keep this up, see what's happening here. We are getting close to taking their capital. They did assemble a larger army than I thought they would. So maybe I'll speed it up. I will be lenient on the taxes, unfortunately. But, I mean, we make our money from raiding. There we go. We captured their ruler, actually. What if we ransomed him? Let's ransom him. So it's back to 42%. Apparently if they beat us here, if they fight us here, they could beat us possibly. So I wonder if we're at 75%. Okay, apparently we have the advantage, but we're gonna win this for sure. Okay, so we won. So now we got that holy site here. Let me see. Can I grant him this holy site? No. As long as we have it in our, within our realm, I think this should be fine. Now, I need to get to Fez. That's what I'm trying to get here. Can I just get it right away? Apparently, yes. And we're similar. But I want to make sure that my alliances are good enough. We got solid alliances. I mean, we only got one truly solid alliance. So let me see and check with this daughter here. Now, I don't mind marrying them matrilineally or non-matrilineally because, it doesn't do much. But because the in this kingdom the females don't inherit, so let's see this alliance here. There are no good alliances actually, so maybe we can wait, possibly, but I do want to go for Fez. And the reason I wanted to go for Fez is because I need that second holy site. Let's wait until our levies increase again. And maybe we can increase the men at arms here. And it would bring us in conflict with the Rustamids, but you know, they're not, it's not like they're super strong either. My son Khalid died in prison because of those raiders. Now there's a faction that's been created against me. You know, I mean, who should I even be fearful? Not really. It's not anything too dangerous here so far. But eventually I'm gonna ask these guys to convert. And he doesn't want to convert. My vassals are not particularly fond of me. So I'll put the rally point around here. I think we're gonna go for the Rustamids now. I'm gonna go straight for Fez. And I know that it's actually far away, but oh, we did. I think we lost an alliance. $750. You spent $750 for what? To bring in this little vassal. All right. Let's see, alliance power. There are no alliances. So we might have to go solo. We might have to go in solo, and I think that's what's going to happen. So no allies are going to be called here. We got 125% knight effectiveness. I mean, not ideal, but I think it'll do. I think we will be able to capture Fez. So their allies did join, by the way, and they're you know, we're more than them by slightly, though it's not a kind of huge number. But I think if we can kind of pick them off individually, for example, like here, you know, as you can see here, that's already a major, you know, kind of advantage for me now. 27% off that battle. The victory gives us so much fame. You know, we're getting close to exalted among men. And so that was a crushing defeat for them. And then we can go ahead and take Fez. And then we're going to go in and maybe, you know, take more counties here, cut off their supplies. But you know, we're getting close to this, you know, control here. So they grow up so fast. So the daughters are growing up. Let's see. Okay, that's a pretty good. I mean, she has a lisp. I think that's what it is. What about her? Inheritable trait. No, I think it's the son who has the lisp. That's right. Okay, so we can marry him. I think we can marry this son and get ourselves an extra alliance. Alliances are always good. So they grow up so fast. Astute, intellectual. Great. So this is where they are. They're in Saragossa, so in Andalusia. Okay. 2,800 troops, not bad at all, not bad at all. We are low on prestige though, but I mean, we can make that up in or make up for that in you know, in basically in raids. just a little bit worried about Tagant in Ghana, because they've been, they've been raiding us pretty hard. And those raids have been devastating for the family. I mean, you should always keep your capital away from strong tribal societies, because they'll probably hit you really hard, as they have been with us. So these guys chose to avoid us. Smart move for them, that is. That's 57% war score, bound to increase. Let's go for generational belligerence. Wow, Casus Belli minus 20, plus 15% for pursuit efficiency, and minus 15% for retreat. You might notice that I haven't been actually disinheriting my children, and that's because I haven't been doing that because they're the realm won't fragment, because most of the territory I control is within the Dujeri kingdom of mine. Now it says here that I'm gonna lose realms when I die. Not when I die, when that ruler dies. So I wonder what's gonna happen now to my borders, how it's gonna fragment. But I can get it back through claims and stuff if they break away from me. We got defensive buildings here. Hopefully we can win this. It says that the chances are even, but we did hit them pretty hard at the beginning. We shocked them, so let's see. And we're countering 2 of their men at arms regiments. So all right, so that was a crushing defeat for them. We got 217 fame out of that. I think we're gonna get Fez pretty soon. So we're at 91%, and it's only bound to increase now that we control the war score county. 93. But attacking them one more time wouldn't hurt. 94. 95. And we're good on money too. I kind of want to crush them one more time, actually. Ooh. Shedding this mortal coil, I wake up in the middle of the night to see a dark figure in my chambers. Wow, I know not what has happened to my guards, but when I see the glint of moonlight reflecting off the blade, I know that it is too late for me. A sufficiently large or sharp dagger makes little sound as it pierces flesh, and through the rush of agonizing pain, I could not tell if my screams were any more audible. You were murdered by an unknown assailant. Rest in peace. So we're this new son here, and this is Al-Athir III. So this is the 3rd character, and all of them have been known by Al-Athir. So Amir al-Umara Al-Athir II of Anbiya has left the transient house at the call of the True One at 42 years of age. He died under mysterious circumstances, known to be an exceptional strategist. He spent many of his days examining fields and drilling his troops. Amir al-Umara Al-Athir ascends to the throne, a modest and temperate man. Al-Athir's passive nature may also be his undoing. He's currently at war, with the war we had started. Let's look for additional spouses. Anything that can give us some solid alliance. Apparently, the chances of having children with her are low. What about her? I mean, the alliances are not great, unfortunately, but we can use this to our advantage to have, these marriages, to have kids with great congenital traits. So, marry at least people with those. So my current heir right now is my brother, who could obviously be a major problem. But let me see what the faction situation is like. I always like to look at that at the beginning of It says independence 100%, but we'll have to wait for, you know, okay, there we go. Let's see. F7. It says 8 months. And they're gonna call an independence war against me. Alright. So be it. And now we have the 2 holy sites that we need to declare ourselves caliphs of the Almohad, you know, Caliphate, or the Almohad faith. Now let's see what the dangerous faction, 89%. We can easily crush them. Now create new, not Muslim faith, rather, sorry. Recreate the head of faith. You need to be a devoted servant and you do not have 500 piety. We can easily get 500 piety. In fact, right now, I think what's happening is that there's a dangerous faction that's brewing here, and it's 4 members, and they're all of different faiths. So I think it's good that they're gonna rise up against me. I do want them to do that and to try, because that means, in fact, that I will, you know, defend myself in a war, right? And I will eventually, you know, arrest them if I can defeat them in this civil war, and then convert them to the faith. So it's not entirely terrible of a situation here at all. Now, how many months are left here? 23, apparently 22. They might not dare either. I mean, we got, let's see, we got prisoners too. I can just go on an execution spree, and then, you know, scare the living hell out of my, you know, my vassals. But something I kind of want them to, you know, to dare and try. I don't know. You do get piety out of killing them. We kind of do need piety. So maybe let's go and execute. We gain dread, but it's the piety that's awesome too. So look, we're getting closer to, you know, that devotion that we need, you know. And first we'll have to get faithful, and then we want to be devoted servants. So we're basically burning people at the stake right now for being members of a different faith. This is the kind of fanaticism of the Almohads, right? So let's see. I'm a dreadful ruler. We went on an execution spree. Are these guys gonna back out? No. They're still the 4 members, and they have a lot of influence and power here. So, I mean, look at that. Look how many prisoners we executed. A faction targeting you has disbanded. So this independence faction wants to remain. Alright, well, they can if they want to. And, you know, we can hire mercenaries too, so... I think... Oh my god, it's the same raiders again, and they're back. Let's counter them. That fiend, he basically... I'm gonna avenge his slight. He basically went on another raid again. He really won't let us go, huh? I mean, we're all... That's the thing about tribes, right? So in this game, tribal governments, it's you raid and you get raided because you're usually around other tribal governments. But we did attack him back, so let's take that, you know, money, and then see, we get 131 piety. That's good. And now when we go to war with our vassals, apparently they did they disband? No, they're still sticking around. 24 months. Well, you know what? I'll go and raid myself then. We need that piety. They got my half-sister. Sorry, I'm not wasting money on family members. Okay, so we got a daughter, Aisha. So Sheikh Ixi has been actively supporting Emir Masih and his independence faction. However, my wife has a plan to change that. Trust me, the things I can tell Sheikh Ixi would make him disavow Masih in an instant. Okay, make sure he never supports him then. So my wife is trying to help me out with this, with disbanding this, these factions. Okay. I'm gonna get married to more people. Some of all skills. Reset to default. And I want to see the alliance powers here. So that's going to be a good alliance too. So anything that can give us alliances right now would be nice. And so captured skilled slaves for Wadan. Bring me bounteous plunder. Okay, we want the plunder. Eventually, I'm probably going to go on a pilgrimage. I'm commanding an army. That's why I can't. So maybe put this guy in here for now. And then I'll undertake the Hajj, actually. That's going to give me a lot of piety. I've waited for this my entire life. So my guy is on his way to pilgrimage to Mecca. And it's time to depart. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of Allah. I will be gone for a long time, and I can only pray God watches over my realm as well. Yeah, hopefully. No problems with, you know, any sorts of factions. Passing by the campfire, one of my fellow travelers is telling a story he once heard about some Amir al-Umara to raucous laughter. They all fall silent when I approach, except for the storyteller. Don't worry, my lord, you are nothing like the knave in the story. It's about the Amir al-Umara of some faraway place called Anbiya. So that's our realm. Perhaps it is time I found others to travel with. What a jerk. He's making fun of me, I think. So we're lost on the way there. Let's find a guide, no matter what the cost is. So we're taking prisoners too. Shave it all off. After my long journey, I arrived at Mecca, ready to complete the Hajj. I walked 7 times around the Kaaba, touching the black stone on each circuit. I prayed at the place of Abraham, drank water from the Zamzam well, walked between Safa and Marwa 7 times, and sacrificed to Allah. The next train I must complete is to cut my hair. Traditionally, men shave all of it off, but dispensation is occasionally granted to cut off only part. And women are restricted to just a lock. I'll shave it all off and get halq, which gives me +5 piety a month, and +5 opinion of people of the same faith. So let's cut off the hair completely. May I see your walls again? And there you go. Well, we can basically recreate head of faith now because we are a devoted servant, and that's what I needed to do. So the pilgrimage to Mecca gave us that, and I'm gonna basically create, and I've become, the new Mahdi of Almohadism. So by Mahdi, basically, I am kind of a messianic figure now, according to the imaginary, or the beliefs of the Almohads. Basically, they believed that the leader was actually some sort of messianic figure that was gonna kind of bring back, tides of the end time. So though the righteousness of our faith was never in doubt, the period of time we have been forced to endure without a spiritual leader has been trying. At long last, this ordeal is over, however, as I have finally convinced the clergy to accept me as the one true Mahdi. With the faithful finally unified behind me, I will lead Almohadism into a new golden age. So, and it's good to be home. The pilgrimage has ended. So the thing is, now I believe with what we have, I'm gonna take these raiders back home. With what we have now, and I will show you, I think we can launch great holy wars for entire kingdoms. So let me show you. I'm not sure if I have that yet, but sometimes you get that option to launch a great holy war, which means that you can go for an entire region, but it depends on the level of fervor, right? And it depends, but right now we have so much fervor, so I think the fervor needs to be lower or something like that. You need to be in some sort of, your religion or your faith needs to be in some sort of precarious situation to be able to call that. But with that title, with the head of faith title, I have a sort of, an upper hand here. Now there's a problem with these vassals. They do not want to convert. And they are offering a challenge. It says that realm will lose land when the vassal will die. So I wonder how that's going to happen. I can create another duchy, the Duchy of Sus, here, and maybe grant it to somebody who would be willing to convert. On decline, I mean, they can also, I think they become imprisonable. So let me see. Yes, you have the law disparate tribes. So I can't really imprison them yet, but I will pass limited tribal authority. Okay? And I want to see now, can I imprison him? There's a 54% chance that I will. Let me just wait for my levies to increase. Perhaps we can launch a war here. Or kind of start a civil war so that we can, control who controls what. And convert people by force. So let me see. This guy did not want to convert. It's a vassal of mine, and I will imprison it. So rally the troops. So he decided he wants to fight against me, and this will be the first forceful conversion. Okay, that was a little bit risky, but here we go. So now my glory is widely known. An unexpected visit. Yet again, Mekipsa is late for a council meeting. This time I will not let it pass. When I arrive at Mekipsa's chamber, I do not give him the courtesy of knocking. Mekipsa is seated by his desk, writing furiously. It's my steward. As I clear my throat, he jumps out of his skin. He quickly stuffs a roll of parchment into his pocket and turns towards me with an uneasy look at his face. What are you hiding? Show me at once. An unexpected visit. Did he really think I would not see that? Give it to me at once. With a shivering hand, Mekipsa offers me the crumbled parchment. Well, 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 how delightfully wicked. According to this blackmail letter, Mekipsa is a practitioner of witchcraft. Okay. I mean, should I really care? He's really scared now. But, I mean, I feel bad for him. He got caught right, basically in the act, right? So, alright, we win this. And this guy is now imprisoned. What I will do is I will negotiate his release upon the condition that he converts to Almohadism. We're being called to war. Accept. And so this guy comes out and he's a convert now. Okay. What's going on here? So you see here in Sus, I can actually create the duchy of Sus. And I think I will. I want to see if this guy would be down to convert. What about here? Okay, this guy, for example, strikes me as more willing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grant him the Duchy of Sus. Right, so I'm going to create it. It's going to cost money, but I'm going to give it to him. Okay, he's going to be the new emir of Sus, of this region here. And now he likes me more, and he's obviously going to convert. And I want to see what happens now after. Okay, so he's decided that he's going to convert, and he's got those vassals here under him. They're directly under him. So that's, I mean, hopefully he can find a way to get them to convert as well. So now, basically, Sus is probably going to go and convert to Almohadism. I just want to check the religious situation. So it is spreading. The faith is spreading. It's actually in, let me see, it's weirdly enough, it's in Ghana as well, or in the Kingdom of Ghana. But the point here is that now we have the upper hand. We are, we got a strong vassal who is, a duke who has, people of other faiths under him, and hopefully he can convince them to convert. I think right now, for me, the objective is to, keep kind of pushing forward and keep pushing northward. So in the next episode, what I'm probably gonna do is, go for these realms here. I want to get Marrakesh as well, and then move up and just kind of control North Africa here before we attempt to enter. Obviously Andalusia. I just need to see what the kingdom situation is like. So would I be able to usurp this? We don't have a lot of counties, but eventually I can also become the king of Morocco, right? The kingdom of Morocco, or the Grand Emirate of the Maghreb. And then there's the Empire of the Maghreb. So let me see, how would I be able to fight these guys? I can use Conquer Duchy, but I would have to be illustrious, and I'm a little bit far from that. But with raids and with other things, we will get there. So this is, I think, it for this episode. The objective was basically to become the caliph, or the head of faith, and now I am considered the Mahdi. So I think we're moving forward, and so if we can control this and then eventually go into Andalusia as the Almohads did, and then perhaps fight with Europeans, that would be a kind of cool historical moment in this game. So alright, thank you for watching. I'll be back with more episodes, and don't forget to subscribe.